Hello, it's week 10 of season 4 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is Up in Barney's Room. Barney, what's up this week?
On sneaking some groceries into my apartment, tasked Miss Mendel, who's sitting downstairs in the living room. She's the owner of the place, and we're not supposed to cook in our room. And so once I get to my room, I start cooking chili for supper. And then Andy comes over to visit, and I offer him some chili, but he says he don't want any. So I start to show Andy the room decorations I put up, and we forget about the chili, and it starts to burn. And then Miss Mendel smells the smoke, and she comes up and knocks on the door. And then when she comes in, she gets mad. And I say, so I cooked a little. Is that so terrible?
When she gripes at you, not only for the cooking, but for the light bulb that you got in the ceiling lamp, which is too high of wattage, which is also against the rules. And she evicts you right then and there. She says, I've already got someone lined up to move into your room.
And I yell, with pleasure. Who ever heard of a room you can't cook in anyway? $6 a week, and what do I get? Heartaches. Nothing but heartaches.
And then the audience sees who it is that's lined up to move into your room. It's some old guy from out of town named Mr. Fields, the guy that was downstairs with Miss Mendelbright having coffee with her when you came home that night. And now he's really putting the moves on Miss Mendelbright.
And so I move into the deck of the courthouse until I can find something turning it. And I set it up, and then I bring Thelma Lou over to come see it. And then I fix supper for her on my hot plate. And then later Andy and Ulti walk in on me and Thelma Lou that night while we're kissing. And Andy tells me I better get myself a room. And the next day he suggests I go apologize to Miss Mendelbright to try to get my old room back. And I say it's already rented. Some out-of-town stranger. You remember that day she kicked me out? He was over there having coffee with her. And I don't trust that bird neither. But Andy suggests we both go over there anyway. And he gets the two of us to apologize to each other. And I say, I'm sorry. I'll never cook again. I won't read at night. I'll take out the garbage, anything. You can raise my rent to take me back. I want to come home. But Miss Mendelbright says she's getting out of the running business and getting married to that new ruiner, Mr. Fields. And I say that she don't hardly even know him. And after she leaves, I tell Andy I hope they get divorced soon.
And the next day you see Miss Mendelbright come in out of the bank. She says she just drew out all of her savings for her half of the down payment on a house in Raleigh that she's going to buy with that new husband.
And so I run to Andy and I say, Andy, the guy's taking her. She's turning over 3,600 snackers to that swindler. It's the old take her money and run game. We gotta do something. So Andy calls the state police to see whether they got any information on this guy. And we wait for them to call back, and while we're waiting, I had some sweet cider. And I say, hey, a guy moves into town. D, he has no job. C, he wants to marry Miss Mendelbright. Don't you get the picture?
But the cider's turned hard, and you get drunk while you all are waiting and talking. And then Andy finally gets a call back from the state police, and they say, yeah, they do have a record on this guy. He is a con man.
And Andy and I get there just as he was leaving with her money. And Andy arrests him, and Miss Mendelbright and I make up. And she's so grateful for the fact that we saved her money, she takes me back, she lowers my rent, she raises my gold wattage, and she says I can cook in the room anytime.
Well, great. We'll see you all next week for episode 11.